Perk, did you think that do you think that Ben Simmons 3-point shot last night, do you think that was a massive overreaction? Like, people are acting
Oh,
sitting there like the
oh,
Sixers won
it,
the championship because Ben Simmons
it,
hits 1 3. Now, obviously, by your reaction, it seems like you do think it's a drastic overreaction, but how important do you think it is that he does develop and sort of, like, feel confident taking that shot?
listen. First of all, the clock was running down, right? It was like, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, everybody overreacted to that shot. Like, are you serious? Like, and like the crowd erupted. Then I see something like I'm on Twitter. I see Stephen A. Smith says, "I said time and time again, if he gets this shot down, Philly will win the championship." And I'm sitting up here looking at the Twitter like, "Come on, Stephen A. Smith. Like, are y'all serious right now? Like, we're really about to say, oh man, Ben Simmons he didn't got a jumper, man. He hit a he hit a 3-pointer with time running out in the quarter. Like, come on, man, give me a break, dog. Come on.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
Plus
he's
the
right,
fact that it's
actually, though.
I don't
I think
I don't think
Go
that
ahead.
that's it. I think it's more complicated than that. The idea, like, all right, if Ben Simmons is if I'm coaching against Ben Simmons and he just picked up this newfound 3-point shot, let's just say, for argument's sake, he shoots 31% from the field. Man, I'm leaving him wide open in the fourth quarter. I want to see him take them then. And we got to remember, these games come down to a couple possessions here and there. You want Ben Simmons taking that three and the ball not going to Embiid, or you want him taking that three and him not trying to get downhill, by all means. I don't think the road to the Sixers winning a championship is Ben Simmons making threes. Now, if Ben Simmons turns into Steph Curry, then yeah, go ahead and write that in on the Larry
Right.
O'Brien trophy. But there's a long
No.
ways away from that.
No, hold on. I actually think Stephen A. might be right. Stephen A. is saying that if he does develop this, I didn't see the tweet, but I'm assuming he's saying if he develops this three, because if Ben Simmons becomes a decent shooter and a 3-point shooter at that, how the hell do you stop Ben Simmons? Like, that guy doesn't have that many weaknesses in his game at all. Think about the space that it opens up for Embiid. Like, I'm not saying that he's going to come into the season shooting 40% from three and jacking it up and being this. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
But
Bert.
but Rudy, what I'm saying is I understand that. And if was the fifth, we'll all be drunk. I'm not saying he can't make the shot. I'm saying the timing of when Stephen A. Smith tweeted that. Like, why tweet that once he hit that one 3-pointer, and then all of a sudden I see that was my whole argument. I'm not saying that, yes, if Ben Simmons could knock down a jumper and a 3-point and he could get a consistent 3-point shot, yes, it takes Philly to another level. I agree with that. But I'm saying it was the timing of it. Like last night, like everybody overreacted over that one 3-pointer. And I'm sitting up here like, man, are we serious right now? Like like, come on, man.
It's definitely an
Yeah,
overreaction.
I'll give you an example. Here's story time. This ain't even
Love it.
08
Love it.
Celtics. This is
Yeah.
05, 06 Celtics. So we were having a little beef. The bigs were having some beef with the guards, right? So Doc created a scrimmage. You remember this, Perk? Bigs versus guards, right? And the guards think they were going to get us. So I got to play point, and Perkins is basically playing 2 guard. And during this scrimmage, we destroyed the guards. They tried to trap me. I throw it to Perk, and Perk knocked down 6 3-pointers during our scrimmage, right? Because Perk had to shoot those 3-point shots. But you think that Doc's going to let Perk shoot threes the next game? Nah, there's a one-off. Like,
Let him
if Perk
fly.
did that
Let him
every
fly.
single day, then Perk would be allowed to shoot threes. But that one day he was allowed to, Perk was feeling good, he made one. We're going to overreact to Ben Simmons making one. All of a sudden, we're going to label him as the second coming because he can make threes. You remember that scrimmage, Perk?
Yeah, we boned them. We got at them goods.
Killed them. It was embarrassing for the guards. I mean, it was embarrassing. They were supposed to destroy us, and it was embarrassing for them.
Yeah, we had it on our mind.
Perk, like what? So did you ever go to Doc and go, hey man, I want to start shooting some threes? Like, what if you had done that? If you were like, hey Doc, I've been working on my game. Like, I feel like I'd be pretty confident. I think I could shoot maybe league average. Like, what do you think if I start shooting threes in games? How would that have gone down?
No, listen, one thing you know about Doc Rivers, he's very stubborn and stuck in his ways. I love him to death, but going to him, me saying that, oh no, absolutely not. Now That was with the doc with the Celtics. Now the doc with the Clippers was a little different, I heard, but the doc with Doc Rivers with the Celtics, no way. He wouldn't even allow me to shoot a jumper. It was
Yeah, I was
dribble
gonna say you
hand
can
off.
shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, dribble hand off, Perk roll to the basket. And then eventually I started gaining his trust to even for him to throw me the ball on the post. You remember that, Scal? Like at first it was like Perk stop posting up, and then all of a sudden KG went out, and it was okay, here we go. We got to dump it in the Perk. He's down there getting work. So I badly earned his trust to be able to shoot my jump hook. Let alone, Rudy, I was not about to push the line to shoot a tray ball.
And Perk, what happened? What happened when KG came back?
Went back to my role player.
Yep.
Perk, know your role. Be who you are.
Perk could have came off a game where he had 25 and 12 on 12 of 14 shooting, and KG returned. Perk, that ain't your game.
That ain't your game.
Perk, what was your, like, when, obviously, like, you were known as, like, a defensive center and a guy who was good around the rim, but, obviously, like, I think people would be surprised at, like, how good guys like you are at just shooting jump shots and stuff like that. But obviously that's something that you have to learn and train into your game. Like, how hard is it for Ben Simmons as a non-shooter, really, to learn how to be a shooter?
I mean, I think it's just either you have it or you don't. Like, we had to Scal, like, how many times we had to, like, try to get Rondo. Rondo stayed and got shots up for days. Like, and still to this day, he's not awful, but he's still not a good shooter. People still sags off of Rondo. But what Rondo did was he learned how to fill in gaps. He learned how to be a roller. He learned how to be a diver as a point guard so that guys couldn't play him. They had to honor him on a defensive end. So, in my opinion, I don't know, Ceruti, because I'm not a shooter, but I think you kind of got to have it in you. And I don't think Ben Simmons have it, man. Like, just everything about his shot, his form, and all that. Like, I don't know if he will ever be able to be just a knockdown shooter. Like, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there every day, and I can't see him in practice, and I don't know how much it affects him. But my guess is if I'm Brett Brown, I'm not really interested in Ben Simmons shooting threes. That would be my guess. I don't know that to be, if I'm sitting there thinking, if Ben Simmons, as a coach of the Sixers, if Ben Simmons can learn to shoot, then we can win. I think that's a loser mentality. They got to think, like the things that Perks just mentioned. Rondo was really good at setting a screen and rolling. Rondo was good. So, Rudy, you know where the dunker is? It's like the low hash marks on the baseline. That's like working the dunker. Rondo was ridiculous down there. He'd get the ball, and then he would fire it out to guys wide open for three. So I think I would focus my energy and effort towards that. And I wouldn't necessarily care about the three-point shooting. I know people care about that, and they think it matters. I'm not 100% sure that matters with Philly because I don't think he'll ever be a decent three-point shooter. I just think he'll always be below average. And when he does start taking them, it's kind of a bailout for the defense.
Absolutely. And I just think they got to stick to what he's best at, meaning in the open court, run, give him the ball, spread the court. And when it's time to run set plays, hey, give him post-ups. That's what he's best at. So I think that's what they got to utilize him at. I'm still not a believer that he's a knockdown shooter. And going into this season, I don't think Philadelphia and the organization believed. I don't even think Ben Simmons believed that he's a knockdown shooter. I don't even think the city of Philadelphia believes that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have went crazy last night. Like, come on, man. We're not talking about a rookie here. We're talking about an all-star that they went crazy for behind one made three-point shot.